Namaste. Let us discuss regarding Vriksha Ayurveda, Ashwa Ayurveda, Hastya Ayurveda, and Gava Ayurveda. The prehistoric man was a vagabond. He used to wander from place to place without shelter and without a job. His livelihood was hunting animals and birds. Slowly, he changed his way of life as he made regulations. He developed a good relationship with animals and birds and developed a close association with them. A lot of animals turned into his pets. Little by little, they are used for agriculture, food supply, milk, transportation, etc. The Aryans began to use animals for agricultural labor and also to pull vehicles. Elephants and horses were widely used at war. As plants and animals have become the important part of life, care must be taken regarding their health. Plants are the source of food and medicine. To protect them, Vriksha Ayurveda came to light. During the Vedic period, the wise observed the importance of healthy animals, birds, and sacred herbs in sacrificial rituals. They have therefore developed knowledge related to the well being of plants and animals. Let us see the Vriksha Ayurveda. Vriksha Ayurveda composed by Surapala. It is an authoritative text in the Vriksha Ayurveda field. As Panchamahabhutas are the constituents of all living and non-living things, any disruption in their balance can lead to disease. It is said that plants also have Panchendriya and Atma. For example, the sunflower is facing the sun. It indicates that it has a visual power or Darshana Shakti. Mimosa denotes the response to touch. The smell of ox fat may cause the pomegranate to flower. The taste of fish grease makes the mango tree produce fruit. Ashoka tree blossoms by the touch of a beautiful lady's foot. These examples demonstrate that plants also have the same sense perception as animals. Plants have stages of childhood, youth, and old age as well. These indicate the plants are living things like animals. The tree also has diseases due to imbalanced vata, pitta, and kapha, just like humans. The Vata Prakriti trees shall have the following characteristics. It will develop at a great height, usually skinny with roughness. They won't shed the leaves during the night. The flowering and producing the seeds will be rare. Pitta Prakriti will be pale with branches that are not hard to tolerate high temperatures and will ripen before ripening. Kaphaja trees will have a large size with a round stem with so many leaves and branches, fruits, and flowers. The Vata Roga are treated with the Kunapa Jalam. The preparation of this jala is as follows. Majja and vasa of goat, deer, fish, etc. is boiled in water. These are mixed with honey, ghee, hot water, milk, ginger, and black gram porridge. This mixture is kept warm for a couple of weeks. This is termed Kunapa Jala. Like this, cow dung, fat, etc. also used to cure Vata Roga of trees. The treatments were described for old age, Dhatu Shoshana, and Agni-mandya. Dr. Lakshmipati had divided Vriksha Ayurveda's grounding period into three: Prathama Ghatam, Madhyama Ghatam, and Adhunika Ghatam. So Prathama up to 600 AD, Madhyama from 601 AD to 1536 AD, and Adhunika Ghatam rest of the period. Sharangadhara Paddhati, Brahas Samhita, Agni Purana, Charaka Samhita, Sushil Samhita, etc. are the books that have references to Vriksha Ayurveda. In ancient times, people believed that the growth of trees around places was sacred. They have developed methods to maintain flowering throughout the year, to produce seedless fruit, to keep fruit on trees for an extended period of time, etc. They knew how to turn perfume-free flowers into fragrant flowers and how to color cotton. The fertile soil, better time for plantations, controlling different diseases, etc. are also discussed. Let us see the Mriga Ayurveda or Pashu Ayurveda. It's an Ayurvedic branch that deals with animals, also depends on the theory of Panchamahabhutas and Tridosha. Under the King Ashoka's regime, many veterinary hospitals were established to treat animals in different parts of the country. Let us see the branches of Pashu Ayurveda. Ashwa Ayurveda deals with horses. Hastya Ayurveda deals with elephants. Go Ayurveda deals with cows. Let us see the Ayurveda references for Pashu Ayurveda. Urinary bladder from animals like goat, sheep, cow, etc. have been used as Basti Putaka in Basti Chikissa. Charaka Siddhi 11th chapter covers Basti treatment for goats, cows, horses, camels and elephants. Matsya Purana and Garuda Purana deal with matters related to Pashu Ayurveda. In the Mahabharata, Nakula and Sahadeva were described as the experts in the treatment of cows and horses. In Arthashastra, reference is made to animal and bird treatments. The Ashoka rock edicts provide information on the development of Pashu Ayurveda in ancient India. History reveals that veterinary science was translated from Sanskrit into the Arab language in the Middle Ages. In Arita Samhita, the treatments for horses, camels, cows, elephants, etc. are given. The book by Sayana entitled Subhashita Sudhanidhi contains 2 chapters on Gaja and Ashwa. From Atharva Veda, information is obtained on the treatment of animals, the problem of worms in cattle and the treatment of various diseases. Thus, it is understood that during the very ancient time, even the treatment for animals was well developed. Let us see Ashwa Ayurveda. Shalihotra is the writer of Shalihotra Samhita. He was born in Shalatur, that is Panini's birthplace near Gandhara, Afghanistan. He belonged 1st century BC. This book is also known under the names of Haya Ayurveda, Turanga Ayurveda and Ashwa Ayurveda. There is another view that the Shalihotra book is written by Nakula, was one among the Pancha Pandavas. Nakula had studied Ashwa Ayurveda and Sahadeva had studied Gava Ayurveda from Dronacharya. Shalihotra is believed to be the father of Pashu Ayurveda. He was the son of Ashwagosha. In Nakula's opinion, Sushita's father is Hayagosha. Some others claim that Hayagosha is Ashwagosha Bodhisattva. Ashwagosha lived during Kanishka's time, who lived at Peshawar in 2nd century AD. His born place was Saketam. He was a Brahmin, but he later accepted the religion of Buddha. But Hayagosha was a Brahmin who lived at Champakwadi in the valleys of the Himalayas. Ashwagosha and Hayagosha are therefore different individuals. Ashwagosha was the teacher of Sushruta. There are references on Ashwayurveda from books such as Agni Purana, Matsya Purana and Garuda Purana. Turanga Pariksha written by Sharangadhara. Ashwavaidya Shastra by Deepankura. Yukti Kalpataru by King Bhoja. Sara Sangraha by Indrasena are the available references. The complete Shalihotra Samhita is available and comprises 8 divisions and 12,000 shlokas. First division gives the information regarding the nature of horses, varieties of races and colors of horses, identification features of the age of the horses, methods to control the horses, features of the horses useful for the royal families and kings, rules and regulations framed in the transaction of horses, etc. Second division contains the description of various diseases like Jwara, Shula, Akshiroga, Hikka, Atisara, Shwasa, Kamala and Vishavijnana. Third division deals with the formation and development of fetus, details about parturition and disorders of reproductive organs. Fourth division deals with the diseases of oral cavity and their management, diseases of tongue and their management, and digestive problems. Fifth division deals with demonology, fractures and their management. Sixth division deals with the effect of Navagraha on health. Seventh division deals with the preparation and usage of Basti. Eighth division deals with the prognostic signs and symptoms of diseases. Let us see the specialties. Various medicinal herbs are mentioned such as Triphala, Gugulu, Laksha, Sarshapa, Haritaki, Ardhaka, etc. A lifespan of different animals is mentioned. So lifespan of elephant is 120 years, horse can live up to 32 years, cow can live up to 24 years, camel can live up to 25 years, even donkey can live up to 25 years and dog can live up to 16 years. The book was translated into many languages like Farsi, Arabic and Tibetan. Another Sanskrit book by name Ashwashala written by Shalihotra is available in the Madras Library. Some of the manuscripts available on Pashu Ayurveda are Shalihotra Samuchaya by Kalhana, Shalihotra by Bhoja, Ashvavedika Shastra by Deepankara. The work on Pashu Ayurveda published by the Royal Asiatic Societies are Ashvavedika by Jayadatta Suri, Ashwachikisa by Nakula. Yuktikalpataru written by Bhoja was published by Calcutta Orientalia series. In this, a number of diseases of the animals like ox, horse, etc. and their treatments were also discussed. Ashwashastra by Nakula was edited by Gopala, was published by the Saraswati Mahal Library in the year 1952. Let us see Gaja Ayurveda or Hastya Ayurveda. It deals with the elephant treatment and care. Hastya Ayurveda, Gaja Shastra, Matanga Leela and Gaja Chikitsa are the books related to this branch. Popular books are Hastya Ayurveda, Gaja Shastra, authored by Palakapya Rishi, Shangayana's son. He was an expert at the tribunal of Raja Romapada, king of Angadesha, belonged to 1st century BCE. Hastya Ayurveda, published in the year 1849 by Anandashram Sanskrit series Pune. Gaja Ayurveda, published in the year 1958 by the Saraswati Mahal Library, Tanjore. These are the reference books. Hastya Ayurveda was obtained at Raja Sirfoji Saraswati Mahal Library in Tanjavur, South India in 1894. The work deals with the anatomy of elephants and systematically with several diseases of elephants, grouping them appropriately in various categories. It also contains valuable instructions for the health, growth, care, and training of elephants and the classification of elephants on the basis of a number of characteristics. It consists of 172 chapters and 12,000 shlokas and is divided into 4 sections or sthanas. Namely, first one is Maharoga Sthana, deals with principal diseases and consists of 18 chapters. So it is the beginning chapter. Its name suggests it describes certain diseases such as Jwara, Shiroroga, Sweda and eye disorders. Shudra Roga Sthana, it is the second sthana, deals with minor diseases, consists of 72 chapters. Describes the poisons caused by serpents, causes of formation, tooth diseases, heart diseases, and Gara Rogas, etc. Third one is Shalya Roga Sthana, deals with surgery, consists of 34 chapters. This is the third part, describes injuries, deep wounds, nerve disorders, important parts of the nucleus and its injuries, pregnancy and diseases affected, abortion, etc. Uttara Rogasthana deals with therapies, consists of 36 chapters. This is the final part which explains topics like Snehapana Vidhi Katana, Annapana Katana, seasons, seasonal food products and other treatments, etc. In Maharogasthana, chapter 9, Palakapya gave the names of fever in various animals. So the fever which occurs in horse is known as Amitapa. Ishvara is the name of fever occurring in cow. Palaka is the fever occurring in elephant. Goraka is the fever occurring in donkey. The fever occurring in camel is known as Alasaka. The fever occurring in goat is known as Pralapaka. The fever occurring in reptiles is known as Kashnisha. And that occurring in buffalo is Haridraka. Fever in dog is Alarka. Fever in fish is Indramala. Fever occurring in deer is Mriga. And fever occurring in birds is known as Abhitapa. Let us see the specialities of the book. The subject of Hastya Ayurveda is based on the conversation between Romapada, who is the king of Angadesha, and Palakapya. The treatise is a vast compilation beginning with the legendary introduction that it was revealed by the sage to King Dasharatha in the Ramayana. Sage Palakapya, according to the text, was born to a human sage and an elephant mother and is said to have had his own hermitage at the confluence of the river Brahmaputra with the ocean. The gotra of the sage is said to be Kapya. The term Kapya is the tribal name. When he was a kid, he was with an elephant. That's why Kapi became an elephant synonym. Pala is a Dravidian word. It would also become a synonym for the elephant. King Romapada wanted to subdue the elephant for human use. Romapada mentions Dasharatha, the king of Anga. According to Cunningham. Pratyaghatta is called Champa, present day Bhagatpur. So Romapada is the stepfather of Rishishringa and the contemporary of King Dasharatha. Fahian describes Champa as a large city with a lot of Buddha stupas and viharas. Champa is the capital of Angaraja, which is also known as Malini, which is famous during the reign of King Champa. He was the son of Pridulaksha. According to Trikanda, Nehas, Sheshas, Dhanvantari and Palakapya are all the same people. Sushita learned Shalyachikisa and animal treatment from Dhanvantari. Thus, Dhanvantari and Palakapya can be the same individual, but there is no other clear evidence for such similarity. Let us see the date. The Ramayana date is considered to be less than 500 BC. Romapada is cited as a mythical contemporary of Dasharatha, known in Ramayana. Reference is made to Palakapya in Vyasa's Agni Purana. Agni Purana is important out of 18 Puranas. That means Hastya Ayurveda is written after the Puranas. The period of the Puranas may be fixed as 200 BC to 500 AD. Thus, Palakapya is prior to Puranas. Hastya Ayurveda is composed of Karika verses interspersed with prose for a better understanding. It has been quoted twice by K. Kshiraswamy belonging to 11th century in his commentary on Amarakosha. Agni Purana also cites Palakapya as an authority on animal science, and these sections have been dated to at least 10th century. Certain authors even claim that the text is presupposed by Kalidasa in Raghuvamsha. Anyway, the expansion test is earlier than the 10th century, and there is a possibility that it might even precede Kalidasa. The test was published in 26 volumes by Anand Ashrama Sanskrit series, Pune, in 1895, and can be assured that Hastya Ayurveda is written in 6th or 7th century AD. Let us see the other works on Gaja Ayurveda. Gajalakshana by Brahaspati, Matanga Leela by Nilakanta is other best known book on elephants. According to Gaja Shastra, no other jobs are available in Kerala such as Matanga Leela. There is a Malayalam translation available on Hastya Ayurveda authored by Vaidyanadam Siriya Narayanam Nambudiri. Let us see the Go Ayurveda. It deals with the handling and care of cows. No specific varieties can be found on Gava Ayurveda. In Sharangadhara Paddhati, a few explanations about the diseases and treatment of goats and cows are available. According to the Mahabharata, Sadeva was known for Gava Ayurveda. It is inferred that Sadeva could have written a treatise about Gava Ayurveda, but it is unavailable. Hamsadev, a Jain Pandit, in his book Manasollasa, gave detailed explanation on birds and animals. Someshwara mentioned different types of treatments such as drugs for humans, Gaja Ayurveda, Ashwa Ayurveda, Gava Ayurveda, as well as treatments for birds and other animals. So this is all about Pashu Ayurveda. Dhanyavadaha.